Welcome to Life Science Marketing Bootcamp. This is an online e-course that's designed to help you build the skills and the confidence that you need for effective marketing leadership. As you'll see, this is a complete course on life science marketing. It's designed for new and emerging marketing professionals. In the course, we'll get you started on everything that you need to know to become a competent and effective marketing professional. But first, a few words on who we are. My name is Guy Page. I began my career as a scientist, like I assume many of you have. Then I migrated to marketing. Over the course of my marketing career, I've been a product manager, a marketing manager, a director of marketing, a vice president of marketing, a VP of marketing and sales, and a general manager. I've sold capital equipment and software, reagents and consumables, pretty much the full range of the life science market. And I have made, I think, every mistake it's possible to make and struggled with every struggle that there is. And hopefully, my experience will help you not make the same mistakes or have to struggle quite so hard with the same struggles.
Hello, my name is Sheila Burns. I've spent over 30 years in biotechnology. I was most recently with Luminex Corporation, which gave me my exposure to molecular diagnostics. I also worked with Ambion Applied Biosystems Life Technology through all their mergers and acquisitions. I was vice president of global marketing at Thermo Fisher Scientific and began my career many years ago at Promega Corporation in both marketing and sales management.
So let's begin with a concept that is by now very familiar to all of you, and that is marketing is hard. Marketing is at the center of commercial activity in a business. There are a lot of parts to it. Those parts change a lot. It's very difficult to coordinate everything. It's hard, but it doesn't have to be this hard. Things get a lot easier if you have a systematic way to build your strategies and programs, if you know you're doing the right thing, if you know in advance what you're going to need to do and how to do it, and if you're confident that when you get done, you're going to have done a good job and it will work. As we go through this course, there are a few things we're going to keep coming back to again and again. These are our umbrella messages, our overarching messages. We call these big messages. The first one is it's all about data. In the past, we used conjecture, we used gut, we used experience, perception to make decisions, but we live in an information age. And in our age, getting the right data to make the decisions is very important. Most of this data comes from your customers, not from Google, not from your boss, not from your R&D department, or from coffee with your colleagues. So you need to learn to think ahead. You need to know how to plan and get the data that you need. The second big message is about the tools and systems that get you the data you need. There are a lot of ways to define the data that you need and to obtain it. They don't all work. Planning is a methodology, is a system. You need reliable tools and procedures that you can trust. In this course, we're going to go through identifying the data you need and also how do you get it so that you can be sure that when your strategy is complete, it's going to be a good one. Throughout this course, we're going to talk about the idea of confidence. We stress this because when you set out to create a strategy for your program or for your product, you require diligence, focus, communication. You have to stand behind it for a long time, and you have to keep building it, and you have to not give up. If you're not able to be confident in your program and in your methodology, you won't be able to take your project all the way to the end. One of our goals here is to introduce you to the methods of collecting data, the methods of organizing the development of your program and communicating your program so that you can continually have the confidence you need to push it through to a successful conclusion. And we guarantee you will be able to do that.
If not the first time, by the second time you go through it, you're going to know what to expect, you're going to know how to proceed, and you know you're going to come out on the back end with a good program that will be successful.
One thing that is important to realize is that no matter what you do, you're going to come up with a marketing strategy. That's the goal, and there will be an outcome. But all marketing strategies are not created equal. Some of them focus on the right offerings at the right time to the right customers, and others don't. Some create rational and comprehensive, unified paths forward, and others don't. Some anticipate and plan for important potential market changes, and others don't. And in the end, as we know very well from experience, some marketing strategies succeed and others don't. What we're hoping to do here is to help you see the pitfalls, avoid the failures, and make sure that your strategy has the best possible chance of success.
And here's the last thing we want to stress in our big messages is that this is not, it's about your company, but it's also about your career. We're going to talk about the right way to do things. These are going to involve difficult values like honesty and making hard choices. At any given moment, you're always going to be tempted to make the easy choice. Sometimes your choices will be easy, but often they won't. So what we want to stress here is that if you do it right, you do the things that we talk about in this course diligently and consciously, then you get to be a hero. So many of marketing managers don't. They take the easy path, and the opposite of being a hero is being a zero. That's not magic. There's no mystery. You do it right, and not only will you develop the right habits, you'll develop a reputation, and you'll develop an expertise that will take you where you want to go in your career.
Another point that's going to come up repeatedly throughout this course is what is and what is not relevant to marketing. We can have a fairly limited definition of marketing, or we can have an expansive definition of marketing. In practice, it works out that the expansive definition is what actually takes place. So as we're talking about it, the cartoon is frivolous, but the message is real. Marketing is everywhere. You'll see what we mean very soon.
And here's another very common misperception. We tend to think of marketing in terms of ads, promotions, slogans, sales and distribution, developing content, that kind of thing. But marketing is far more than that. Ads and marketing communications are just a part of it. As a marketer, you're going to have to pay attention to a lot of other things, and that's what we're going to talk about, and that is marketing leadership. Occasionally, we will use the term the marketing landscape of leadership. And here's what we mean. These are things that are part of your being a leader. First of all, you, even more than the sales group, are the in-house advocate for the customer. You're the one who's there to take care of them. You have to lead in manufacturing by supplying manufacturing with the specifications, with the information that they need to build the right product. You're a leader in finance because you have to deal with the pricing, you have to deal with the profitability, you have to guide the financial aspects of your business so that the business makes a profit. You're a leader in R&D. R&D often thinks that they know what they should be making, but they're seldom as closely in touch with the customer as you are, and often make mistakes. If you are properly representing your customer, you'll be giving R&D the information that they need to develop the right products and services that will sell. You are a significantly important contact with the sales organization. Sales needs, we'll talk about this later, sales needs support, sales needs guidance in order to do its job effectively. And their link to the company is not through their sales managers, but through you. And finally, you need to be managing up. You need to be talking to the C-suite, giving them the guidance that they need to make the decisions that they need to make. And as you can see, the landscape of leadership and marketing touches absolutely every aspect of a company. That's why we say marketing is everywhere. So then what, as a marketer, do you need to be successful? Well, here are some things to think about. Be an advocate for your customer, not for your boss. Your customers are the ones that are going to make you successful. Learn about your competitors and do it thoroughly and honestly. Don't delude yourself into thinking that you're better than your competitors when you're not. So be careful and be honest. Know your organization's capabilities. One of the worst things you can do, and this is to present your organization as more capable than it actually is. So you need to be level-headed and aware of what you can really do. You need to immerse yourself in your customers' needs and problems. You can't advocate what you don't understand, and the only way you're going to understand it is to get out and talk to your customers. And finally, develop your leadership skills. Those, most importantly, those include communication and motivation. You are going to be on the podium. You're going to be the one talking about the programs. You're going to be the one talking about the customers. You're going to be the one motivating your company to take action. Without motivation, everybody sits and twiddles their thumbs. And learn to make good decisions. Deciding is not easy, but it's at the core of success.
Okay, enough preamble. So where are we going with this program? What are we going to do and what are you going to get out of it as attendees? We have a number of topics we're going to address that will help you build and communicate your marketing strategy. We're going to talk about market segmentation. We're going to talk about value propositions, how you select and manage the channels that you will use. We'll spend a fair amount of time on generating demand, how to select and manage partnerships that are often going to be a part of your marketing programs of the future. We'll deal with the extremely difficult subject of pricing, forecasting, and profit. There are many areas where marketing needs to have influence, but marketing does not have authority, and we'll talk about those. We're going to spend a fair amount of time on competitive analysis and competitive positioning. And finally, we're going to talk about how to validate and defend your marketing strategy. And after this, you should be prepared to go forward with a strategy that you believe in and that will work. So once again, to reiterate, the goal of this course is we acknowledge upfront that marketing is hard, but with the right systems and tools and preparation, it doesn't have to be this hard.